UN FFM's head says risk of genocide recurring in Arakan. Mortar shelling injuries 3 Rohingyas, 2 animals in Buthidaung. Bangladesh and Rohingya reject Myanmar's claim regarding repatriation as propaganda. The head of a UN fact-finding mission on Myanmar warned Tuesday that there is a risk of genocide recurring against the estimated 600,000 members of the Rohingya Muslim minority still living in the country. Marzuki Darusman told the General Assembly's Human Rights Committee that, if anything, the situation of the Rohingyas in Arakan state has worsened, citing continued discrimination, segregation, restricted movement, insecurity, and a lack of access to land, jobs, education, and healthcare. The government of Myanmar, a Buddhist majority nation, has refused to recognize Rohingyas as citizens or even as one of its ethnic groups, rendering the vast majority stateless. The Independent International Fact-Finding Mission on Myanmar, which Darusman heads, said in its final report last month that Myanmar should be held responsible in international legal forums for alleged genocide against the Rohingyas. There is a strong inference of continued genocidal intent on the part of the state in relation to the Rohingyas, and there is a serious risk of genocide recurring, Darusman said Tuesday. Myanmar is failing in its obligations under the Genocide Convention to prevent genocide, to investigate genocide, and to enact effective legislation criminalizing and punishing genocide, he said. Darusman said the fact-finding mission has transferred 1,227 interviews with victims and witnesses of crimes against the Rohingyas to another specially established UN body, the Independent Investigative Mechanism for Myanmar. It said the material included a list of over 150 people suspected of involvement in numerous international crimes. He called on countries to support the investigation by the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court of alleged crimes on the Bangladesh-Myanmar border and plans for Gambia on behalf of the Organization for Islamic Cooperation to pursue a case against Myanmar before the International Court of Justice for breaching the 1948 Genocide Convention. Darusman urged the Assembly to also consider additional measures, including the establishment of an ad hoc tribunal like the UN did for crimes in Rwanda and the former Yugoslavia. Myanmar's UN ambassador Hao Du-swan noted his government doesn't recognize the fact-finding mission, calling its views one-sided and based on misleading information and secondary sources. He accused the mission of ignoring the situation of the Hindu minority and other ethnic minorities in Rakhine State. Yang Hee Lee, the UN's independent investigator on Myanmar, told the Assembly that the Independent Commission of Inquiry formed by Myanmar's government does not represent a possible end to this impunity. It has not produced a single report after nearly 15 months, she said. Lee also urged the international community to impose sanctions on companies owned by Myanmar's military and its commanders most responsible for serious violations. Lee said that there is no discernible improvement in the human rights situation in Myanmar. Discrimination against religious minorities continues unabated, she said. I was informed of 27 villages which describe themselves as Muslims free, banning Muslims from entry. 3 Rohingya civilians, 2 women and a child, and some animals were injured early Sunday by mortar shelling in Rathedaung and Buthidaung of northern Rakhine State, with local Rohingya residents accusing the Myanmar military and Arakan army of deliberately targeting of their villages. The mortar shells exploded in Sinkontain Muslim village of Rathedaung, hitting homes and injuring a woman at her 30s and her young child at around 9 a.m. on October 20, 2019. Another woman called Aisha, 45, in Te Tu Pauk village of Buthidaung is injured by the cartridges of a mortar bullet fell inside her house fence and exploded therein at around 8 a.m. yesterday, and also injured one of her cows and dog. The victims were admitted to Rathedaung and Buthidaung hospitals respectively, but it is feared they will not get proper treatment and ill-treated in the hospitals as usual. The locals could not confirm whom the mortars belong to, either Arakan army or military, while they confirmed that they are common target of both. The claim by the Myanmar embassy in Dhaka on the repatriation of 29 Rohingyas from Bangladesh is nothing but propaganda, said a top official involved in managing Rohingyas in Bangladesh. The Myanmar embassy in Dhaka, in a Facebook post on Tuesday, claimed that 29 more displaced Rohingyas went back to Myanmar from Bangladesh on their own violation through the Tangpyo Letway Reception Center. Refugee Relief and Repatriation Commissioner RRC Mahbub Alam Talukdar told Dhaka Tribune that it is a false propaganda by Myanmar. We do not have any information on this. If a refugee wanted to be repatriated, they will have to follow the process maintained by RRC and UNHCR, he said. No individual enlisted in the camps in Cox's Bazar have been repatriated, but they are making such a claim as it is their habit, as it is a part of propaganda, he added. On the other side, genocide survivors in Bangladesh's camps also rejected Myanmar's claim. There is not a single Rohingya willing to go back to Arakan without guarantee of citizenship rights. For more videos, please subscribe our Vision English YouTube channel.